Welcome to TV20 News. I'm Kiara Cotton.
I'm Dan Monroe. Thanks for being with us. How you doing, Kiara?
Dan, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm just enjoying life, enjoying everything. I got vacation coming up in a couple days, so I'll be gone for a couple weeks.
And you're leaving me to fend for myself, to hold down the fort.
And you'll do a great job. That fort will be intact when I come back.
I'll try my best. Let's take a look at what's coming up here on TV20 News.
Making bets on Cleveland, from creating jobs and housing to a thriving waterfront. Community leaders came together to announce the investment going into our city.
It's important to get trained because you need to know what you're getting into just in case of emergencies.
It's an important role some Cleveland teenagers are tasked with this summer. TV20 learned all about what goes into the training these teens receive before leading children's camps at rec centers across the city.
We are bringing City Hall out in the community.
It's an opportunity to get your questions answered without having to make a trip to City Hall. We'll tell you about the city-led events coming straight to your neighborhood this summer.
It was a full day of talking about positive change here in Cleveland. The Big Bets for America Cleveland Summit was a landmark one-day event here in our city. Hosted by the Rockefeller Foundation, the June 9th event was the largest in the foundation's national series. Public, private, and philanthropic leaders brought together more than $350 million in investments to boost job creation, affordable housing, and economic opportunities across the city. The Today Show's Al Roker hosted part of the event, including a conversation with Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb.
What are the big bets Cleveland is going to be taking as you move into the future?
Yeah. The big bets that we're making, from the fact that we will have one of the best waterfronts in the world, from the fact that we're taking neighborhoods in St. Clair, Superior, Huff, Fairfax, Central, historically black neighborhoods that have been forgotten for far too long. And we're putting real economic investment to make Cleveland a walk-to-work city once again with our Sites Fund and the Midline Project, the largest redevelopment project in this city's history. We are writing the playbook on how to turn around America's cities, but do it in a way that is centered on everyday working class people.
It all took place at Hotel Cleveland in downtown. Cleveland is one of 3 cities the foundation chose for its Big Bets for America events. The others were Oklahoma City and Baltimore.
It's a way to stay busy during the summer and give back to the community. TV20 visited the Summer Youth Academy program as teenagers went through training to become camp counselors at rec centers across Cleveland this summer.
I love kids. I just love kids.
Teenagers in Cleveland are undergoing training to become camp counselors at rec centers across the city this summer.
It's important to get trained because you need to know what you're getting into just in case of emergencies.
Serenity, a recent high school graduate, says she's most excited about working with young children.
This is an amazing way to stay busy because 1, you're learning new things, 2, you don't want to be in the house.
The Summer Youth Academy is an academy that focuses on training young teen workers aspiring to work during the summer.
Michael Morgan with the youth program at Friendly Inn Settlement tells us that teens are placed at several different sites where they'll learn the skills and tools needed to work with Cleveland youth. Then, those teens are placed at rec centers that are hosting summer camps.
We are providing a 3-day training, teaching them different skills and techniques and teaching them about like youth development and everything that they need to be successful and best in their role as a junior camp counselor this year. The behavior management, what to do in cases of like conflict and resolution.
Also involved is Youth Opportunities Unlimited and Starting Point Cleveland, a nonprofit in Cleveland that preps children for success in education.
Starting Point is here to support the developmental stages of learning the youth as they are working with the youth. So we're here to provide safe and healthy environments. We're here to help support the curriculum around youth and child care, as well as supporting any questions that the youth workers may have in pertaining the concept of being a junior camp counselor.
So far I've learned that you really have to put yourself out there to be seen, and that the youth is very easily inspired by the older people. So you really want to put a good image out there, even though you may not have had a good youth, you can always try to change the next up with the way that you act and the way that you inspire others.
Antoine Edmonds says this opportunity is a good way to be influenced in a positive way.
You want to inspire them to do specific things that you feel like will help them bring yourselves to a bigger future, in a better future than what they think that they already have. So I feel like this is really like keeping me from like being influenced by other things in the world, and like keeping me away from other things in the world, and just teaching me how to like hustle for the things that I want.
The goal is for these teens to leave with knowledge and information they didn't come here with, and with the confidence needed to lead summer camps in the upcoming months.
I've learned that everybody is different and everybody takes information differently as well.
And for some, leaving with a sense of community they may not have had before.
I like being a part of a community because you get to know new people, and when you meet new people, it comes with different opportunities. You could put this in a job that you want to get, or just a resume. Like, being a huge community person is a big part of life, and if you're not in the community, like, you're just going to be missing something.
Bringing City Hall to you, Cleveland residents have the chance to talk directly with city leaders throughout the summer. Resident engagement meetings will be taking place throughout the season. They follow the summer neighborhood walks, where city leaders are able to learn about the issues taking place in communities straight from residents themselves. It's also an opportunity for Clevelanders to voice their concerns without having to go down to City Hall.
We are bringing City Hall out in the community. We're also very focused on resident affordability, right? We know the challenge with inflation, it can be a struggle. And so we want to make sure that our residents know about the budget relieving services and overall services the city of Cleveland has to offer our residents. Besides engagement, appreciation, we are about paying homage to our residents, making sure we know and acknowledge their resiliency.
All the divisions in any of their community outreach, people just want to put faces with the services that they're getting from the city. So, you know, meeting those officers, those firefighters, those EMTs and paramedics that are going to be out in the neighborhood when they do have to call in the time of an emergency, that's important to folks.
I just came out to see and gather information. So I have everything in my little book bag that I need. Senior services, all kinds, and then information that I can share with my great nieces and nephews for activities that they can do this summer.
The next resident engagement meetings will take place Thursday, July 2nd at Weston Square on Lorraine Avenue, Wednesday, July 8th at Kovacic Rec Center on St. Clair Avenue, and Thursday, July 30th at Clark Rec Center on Clark Avenue. You can find this list on clevelandohio.gov.
Another week, another successful senior walk for seniors across Cleveland. This week, TV20 visited Frederick Douglass Rec Center as the Department of Aging hosted their weekly summer walk series.
I think I'm an original. I start walking from the very beginning.
I walk 4 times around the big track.
I do work out. I am avid about my health and wellness.
The reason I'm here today is because I get to get some exercise and see all my friends. We get a lot of information about what's going on in the city for seniors. So I do like that.
I like walking, and I like the senior walks because it gives me, you know, community activities. I see a lot of people and I love it. You know, old friends, new friends, I meet people. It's just fun to do.
I'm in the third quarter of my life. You know, you got 0 to 25, 25 to 50, 50 to 75. So I'm in that third quarter, and your body do start talking to you. We come out here and we talk to each other and we encourage each other. And it's just one big family on Wednesdays. That's what it is.
Here's a look at some of the upcoming senior walks. The next one is Wednesday, June 17th at Lowe Park. After that is Wednesday, June 24th at Tri-C Metro Campus Track. And then Wednesday, July 1st at Euclid Beach Park. All senior walks start at 9 a.m. and they continue on through September 16th. You can find the full list at clevelandohio.gov/aging or call the Aging Department at 216-664-2833. The LGBTQ+ Committee for the City of Cleveland kicked off its first ever heated sports rivalry event. The free community event was held on Mall C. It was a field day designed to bring community together in a friendly competition in celebration of Pride Month.
I find it's very important to be able to build the bridges between what we do inside the City Hall and what we do outside.
I'm just happy that we're showing out and showing up for something that is so important, especially when it means to have community support for people who are queer.
Special awards were given throughout the day. This was the event's inaugural year, and organizers say they're excited to make it bigger and better in 2027.
I am really enjoying Parade the Circle right now.
A celebration of culture, community, and art. We visit the annual Parade the Circle event next on TV20.
This is Cleveland. The people, the neighborhoods, the stories that make our city strong. At TV20, our mission is simple: to connect Clevelanders with people, programs, resources, and moments that shape our city. As the City of Cleveland's official television station, we bring residents closer to local government, community events, health programs, local sports, cultural celebrations, and inspiring stories from across the city. From City Hall to city blocks, TV20 is here to inform, engage, and celebrate the people of Cleveland. Because this is more than television. This is access. This is transparency. This is community. This is Cleveland's voice. TV20, we are Cleveland.
Hi, I'm Nikisha with the Diaper Bank of Greater Cleveland. We provide families with access to free diapers and essential supplies, ensuring that no child goes without the basic necessities. Each month, families can visit us at the Greater Cleveland Food Bank Community Resource Center to receive a supply of diapers along with other basic essentials to support their household needs. Families should bring a valid photo ID and proof of child when visiting during distribution times to receive support from our team on site. This effort is part of a larger mission to support families with dignity and care, especially as the cost of everyday essentials continues to rise. If you or someone you know could benefit, please visit our website at diaperbankgc.org for full details or follow us on social media. We're helping families stay clean, healthy, dry, and supported right here in Greater Cleveland.
Coming up at the Cleveland Public Library, the It's All About the Men Pathway event. Joining me now to talk about what this event is all about is producer and host, Dr. Gwen Jarvis. Dr. Jarvis, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, if with a name called It's All About the Men, what is this? What does this actually mean?
Well, it's being a conduit for men because we have so many alarming issues, crises that are affecting men today. And I've been contemplating doing this for several years because both of my brothers died in their mid-50s. And I grew up with about 10 boys. I'm the only girl, and a lot of them are not, most of them are not here. There's only 3 of them that are here. And I said, I need to do something now. And wait, you know.
Well, it says in memory of Gregory and Cordell Jarvis.
Yes.
Who were they, and how does that all tie in?
Those are my only 2 siblings, boys. And Cordell, he died like 3 days after his birthday, 2008, August 2000. He died August 2023. And Gregory died Easter 2010.
Now, who is this event for?
The event is for men. I call it a pampering day for men because there are things that men don't do, they don't want to talk about. That gives us an opportunity to bring these things forward so that men can see that they need to pamper themselves just like women and children.
What is it about this event? Well, when people come to the event, what can they expect to see? What can they expect to learn?
Okay. I believe as being an educator, that there's always something to learn every day. We have an alarming rate of crisis affecting men, and a lot in our area. Suicide, domestic violence, grief, and trauma. All of that falls under mental health, and this happens to be Mental Health Month for men.
Do you think the men kind of just ignore their mental health, or maybe any signs they might be experiencing problems with their mental health?
Definitely, because men, you all were taught to be macho, not to talk about it, but someone needs to listen to you. Men hurt, and I feel the same way about my brothers, and even I had a nephew, In 2021, he committed suicide at 32 years old. Somebody needs to listen to him. So I spent years in contemplating this and listening to things that men need. In addition to that, I ran the sober house for my family, which was Sobriety in Motion, for over 15 years, about 17 years. About 3,000 men come through there, and I had to listen to them in order to understand their needs. So that's what prompted me too, is to have this pampering day or this pathway and to be a conduit for men.
So Dr. Jarvis, your whole role in this event is you created this, you brought everyone together for this experience?
Yes, yes. It's been a lot of work, a lot of surveying of men, asking them questions. And the main thing the men said that they wanted, if I was to ask you a pampering day, what would you want?
Power tools? I don't know. I would like to have a nice massage because I know my
really?
shoulders from working on it get sore, things like that.
Well, lately that's what I've been getting. But at the very beginning when I started doing this like a couple years back, food and beer.
Well, okay.
They could not think of
ones.
anything else. But now they talk about pampering, massages. So we intend to have all those resources there for them. And we're going to have stretch because I like getting a stretch. So we're going to have a person there to do stretches. We're going to have yoga, Tai Chi, meditation, food. We're going to have food.
I love emphasis on the food, please. Yes. Dr. Jarvis, let's go through the particulars. When and where can we find out about this?
Okay.
When is taking place?
It's being advertised on the local radio stations and also on some of the newspapers. And on RTA buses, you'll see it there. And on my radio show, Tea and Honey with Dr. Gwen Jarvis is announced. And churches are announcing it, different organizations. And I forgot to say too, the crisis, because I learned too that a lot of men are going through not only domestic violence, but rape. So they confirmed that they're going to be there too. Men are lacking in the understanding of financial literacy. So we're going to have someone there to talk about financial literacy. And another thing that's kind of sensitive, and I don't know if I even want to, well, I will mention it. In speaking to a lot of dentist friends that I have, men like going to the dentist. So we're going to have someone there to talk about men going to the dentist too.
So Dr. Jarvis, when is this event taking place?
It's going to take place Saturday, June 20th at the main Cleveland Public Library downtown. And that address is 525 Superior Avenue. One of the fun things about it is I believe in relaxing, getting your mind set together. So we're going to start off by having a bubble launch.
Love it. And this is free and open to the public?
It is free and open to the public, yes.
All right. Dr. Jarvis, thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate it.
All right. And thanks for having me.
Waves of color, music, and community spirit took over the streets of University Circle for the 34th annual Parade the Circle. This year's theme, Momentum, brought out local artists to showcase their handmade costumes, puppets, floats, and other amazing talents.
Like, it was an amazing reaction, just seeing everybody captivated with the art, seeing, because I work with a group of kids, and so like that's full circle within itself. They're from my neighborhood. Seeing them just like perform, do their art, and express themselves in this way, just, you can see the reflection with the crowd, see the reflection with them, and just like the overall joy of the whole ensemble and the whole experience.
If you want to participate in next year's parade, the Cleveland Museum of Art says to keep an eye on its website for applications and other details.
Cleveland's fire departments kicked off its annual ice cream social events at Fire Station 30 on St. Clair over the weekend. The event was the first of 3, connecting city residents with first responders and other resources like Metro Health and the Department of Public Utilities.
They're important for the community and for the fire department because we get to interact with each other in a non-emergency setting. Most times when we're called because there's some type of emergency or a person's having the worst day of their life. They get to interact with us, see what we do, and see that we're just people just like them.
The next event is on Saturday, June 27th at Fire Station 39. That's on Lorraine Avenue. And the final event is Saturday, July 11th at Fire Station 26 on Kinsman Road. It's one of the largest annual community-wide food and funds drives in the country, covering 21 counties. Harvest for Hunger held a recognition ceremony to highlight all the donations and help they received during this year's campaign. Take a look.
are here just as importantly, perhaps more importantly, to recognize and to thank each and every one of you for the role that you have played in the success of this year's drive. The need is in every community, and we want to make sure that we've got partners and we've got nutritious food there to meet that need.
I do want to just let everybody know, simply $1 creates 2 meals in this campaign. 3, 2, 1 can turn over your numbers. We generated just under $12.5 million this year.
Over 25,000 books, magazines, and more on all things Cleveland sports. Next on TV20, we take you inside the Cleveland Public Library's Sports Research Center and Hidden History with John Skirdick.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland. We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland.
We are Cleveland and proud of it.
Every older adult deserves to age with dignity, respect, and safety.
Yet elder abuse affects thousands of older adults each year, often at the hands of someone they know and trust. Abuse can take many forms, including physical abuse, emotional abuse, neglect, financial exploitation, and self-neglect. In Cleveland and throughout Cuyahoga County, older adults may be targeted by scams, pressured into giving away money, isolated from family or friends, or left without the care they need. The good news is that each one of us can make a difference.
Elder abuse is not just a family issue.
It is a community issue. By checking in on older adults, staying connected, and reporting concerns, we can help protect some of our community's most valuable members. This June, during Elder Abuse Awareness Month, take a moment to reach out to an older adult in your life. And if you suspect an older adult is being abused, neglected, or financially exploited, don't ignore it.
You can reach Cuyahoga County Adult Protective Services at 216-420-6700.
They're open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You can also report online. And as always, in case of an emergency, call 911.
Together, we can build a community where every older adult is safe, valued, and respected. Learn more, speak up, and help end elder abuse, because everyone deserves to age with dignity.
Welcome back. One of the shows we produce here at TV20 Cleveland is called Creative Focus. It's hosted by Cornell Calhoun III and highlights the creatives across our city making Cleveland a more colorful place.
The latest episode actually features Cleveland City Council member Kevin Conwell. The two talk about Councilman Conwell's background in music and his passion for the arts. Here's a preview of that episode that's airing next here on TV20.
Talk about your musical journey. How did that come about, man? Because you really into percussion.
I dig the music, and I always wanted to be a great drummer. That didn't happen, but I wanted to be great. And it happened in the Glenville community. I was on 105 and just running. And this nun named Sister Joseph Therese stopped me. She said, "Young man, I need some help in the neighborhood." Nun from Martin D. Poor's Family Center.
Right.
And I think it was in 1974, because I remember that. And then she introduced me to my wife at that time also, and Yvonne was 8, I was 12 years old. And Sister Joseph Therese said to me, "If you help me with this, feeding the people in the community, then I will get you free drum lessons with John McCoy." And I became a friend at this center. And I met my wife there. That's what I'm saying. That's why I mentioned her earlier, Yvonne Conwell. We were just working in the neighborhood, volunteering, giving back. And I would take free drum lessons. And my goal was to help people to give back.
And that's how it all started.
That's how it all started.
Books may fill the shelves, but they're only a part of the story at Cleveland Public Library. For generations, the library has served as a center for learning, discovery, and for community connection across the city. In this edition of Beyond the Books, TV20 takes a closer look at what makes the library one of Cleveland's most important public institutions. For this Hidden History segment, we're joined by John Skirdick, Chief of Special Projects and Collections, who uncovers some of the fascinating and often overlooked stories from the library.
Hi, welcome to the Cleveland Sports Research Center at the Cleveland Public Library. My name is John Skirdick. I'm the Chief of Collections and Special Projects here at Main Library. Today we're in the beautiful Sports Research Center on the 5th floor of the Louis Stokes Wing in downtown Cleveland. In this room you will find a collection of every book on the history of Cleveland sports going back to 1869 when we were founded. About 15 years ago, we started this project where we decided to bring all of the great works of Cleveland sports into this room for the ease and the betterment of patrons, because as you know, Clevelanders are really sports obsessed, and we wanted to make it very easy for them to do their research, their leisure readings, and a lot of authors have come here to look at our books, from the birth of the Browns and the Indians and the Guardians, and soccer and the Cleveland Force, and many things that happen at the Richfield Coliseum and the old Municipal Stadium. You can find it all here in the Cleveland Public Library.
Another week down, Dan, and just a week before you're off to vacation. Are you excited?
I am so excited. We're taking the family on a road trip,
Nice.
Going down to Florida, and spending a week in the sun.
Okay.
Maybe a visit to see that mouse.
Well, make sure you bring the sun back with you. No mice, but
the sun. I'll bring the sun
can come
back. Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching TV20 News. You can follow TV20 Cleveland on Instagram and Facebook, or subscribe to our YouTube page.
You can also watch our live stream at clevelandohio.gov/TV20. Thanks for watching TV20 News. I'm Dan Monroe.
And I'm Kiera Cotton.
We'll see you next time.